days are getting shorter, as is the amount of time left for summer vacation. So as you get the kids used to the back-to-school sleep schedule, how are you gearing them up tech-wise?
If that makes you a little bit nervous, no worries, because Jo Ola joins us with the Gadget Guy Steve and Dinter from Verona High School this morning to talk about teching up your kids for class.
Yes, Rob and Charlotte, so happy to have our very own Gadget Guy Steve Dinter with us this morning, because he is obviously the expert. I know nothing about technology, and with kids these days, there's so much to think about when they're going back to school to prepare them for success. But Gadget Guy, you're gonna break it all down.
That's right. You know, it's so important now these days, like to be teched up for school, not just to get the clothes and all the stuff that we used to think about. And one of the first things I think a lot of parents and students themselves think about is, what do I need in terms of tech to be cool, to get the job done, and also have a little bit fun on the side as well. So you've got in your hand an iPad mini. I brought today the Nexus 7 as well. These are just a couple of the options that are out there for students these days. Both of them run different versions of operating systems. You're holding the one that's iOS, so that's the one that's compatible with the iPad, iPad mini, which you have, and also iPhone. I've got the Android operating system on the tablet that I have here. Literally have access to hundreds of thousands of apps. And for those who are younger kids, like elementary and middle school students, there are just a plethora of educational apps that are available on the internet for them. We're going to talk more about those coming up at 6:15. But you know, a lot of teachers, parents can work with them to find out, what are you using in class? What kind of math apps? What kind of creativity apps? In addition to that, these younger kids actually are much more used to touchscreens. They grew up with them.
So it's natural for them.
It's natural for them. They're easier to type on for them. For high school kids, if you're going to go with the tablet, I also recommend popping up a Bluetooth keyboard as well. It's a little bit harder, as you probably know, when you type on your cell phone screen or you type on anything with a touch screen. If you're trying to hit out large documents and things like that, like you might make in high school or college, it's going to be a lot harder to type it out. So do that, or go with a laptop. Yeah, so what I've got here, this is an Ultrabook. This is a class of laptop that's actually super light, about 2.5 pounds, 3 pounds. Usually has a solid-state hard drive if it starts up really fast, or it has a larger hard drive that's going to be movable parts. But the main thing is it's super light, it's super portable, lasts about 5 to 8 hours on battery, and there's a great website to find these. You can go to dealnews.com, search for Ultrabooks. They can do a whole, they can keep
save some money while you're at it.
Exactly, so you want to check that out.
All right, Steve and Dinter, thank you so much for joining us and breaking it all down. You can ask us any tech questions you like on our channel3000.com Facebook page, or head to our Gadget Guys Facebook page, or my own. Lots of outlets. You can reach out to us there, and we'll be answering those questions for you coming up at 6:45. Rob and Charlotte, if you have any questions yourself, feel free to shoot them this way, because my mind is, running a mile a minute right now.
I don't think Steve has enough time for Rob's questions.
Steve, we'll do a special one-on-one, Rob.
All right, thank you both.
Thanks, Steve.
Summer is ticking away, and that means school is right around the corner.
It is. Many students will head back this year with shiny new smartphones, but is there a way for these smart devices to make your students smarter? Well, Jo joins us with a real smart guy, the Gadget Guy, Steve and Dinter. They're over live this morning at Verona High School to talk about this very topic. Good morning.
Good morning again, Rob and Charlotte. And we got the App Store working. It downloaded. Just took a couple minutes. But with tablets and smartphones, there's so much to look at. So, Gadget Guy, where do you even start? What do you recommend?
There's a lot of great apps, as you were saying, and one of the first things you want to do probably when you're in school, if you can use these devices, and you got to check with your teacher first, is download apps like Google Drive or this one, which I have here, called Evernote. You can see here I was taking notes this morning. I took a picture of you, and my reminder is I need to teach Jo a little bit about gadgets. So I've got that note saved here, and we'll talk a little bit later about that. But what's nice about this app, you can obviously type on it. You can obviously add pictures like I just did, but it can also add audio as well, set reminders. These get saved into the cloud, so you can actually go back to a website later, download them, check them out. Parents, if they want to make sure that kids are actually taking notes in class, they can probably check on those as well. But really a lot of great resources. Google Drive, same sort of thing, really more around the lines of word processing, spreadsheets, and more like a PowerPoint. Again, it saves to the cloud. But if you don't have internet access at school, really Evernote is the way to go, because this one will actually save to the device first, and then it'll save it back to the cloud once it connects to the internet. So that's a really great one.
So you'll have all that information even though you don't have whatever Wi-Fi connection, a hotspot, things like that.
That's right, yeah.
And then this is really interesting to me because we could have saved a ton of money back in the
Right?
day.
So,
Tell
you
me
know, you
about
have
that.
to typically buy those $80, $100 calculators, but if you've got a tablet or if you've got a smartphone and they let you use it at schools, you can actually download both for iPhone and Android operating system devices a scientific, a basic, and even a graphing calculator. So I just put in the cosine of 2x, and you can see here it graphed it out. I can zoom in and see where it intersects both the y and the x-axis. So it's really functional, really easy to use. You want to check with your teacher, obviously, to make sure that you're able to use it. But this is a way to save some money and not have to go out and get one of those expensive large
And it's
devices.
all right in one app right there. You don't need to separate scientific
You
or
don't have to carry them all
graphic.
around and have people knock it out of your hands on the way to class, right?
It's just the one. And then textbooks. It's a big thing,
textbooks.
especially for
So,
college kids.
Yeah, the
We
new
can
thing
do.
this year, you know, you can actually, Amazon, the Google Play Store, and other websites actually now allow you to rent textbooks online. So no longer do you have to carry those big textbooks around to class. So you got them on your devices. They're easy to carry. But secondly, when you're done at the end of the year, these are rentals, so you can actually just give them back. Amazon actually lets you also get the real physical ones if you want that as well. When you're done at the end of the year, they'll actually ship it back for free, so you don't have to worry about the shipping costs. And there's even other websites. This one's called CourseSmart.com. They claim they can save you up to 60% compared to print textbooks. Again, this is an e-textbook thing. And for, you know, we talked about apps before. Another website I want to throw up before we go here. This one's called CoolMomTech.com. This is a blog that just has a lot of great apps talking about educational things for kids. So everything from teaching them how to do math to helping them with their homework. Kids probably aren't going to be happy for me telling you guys about that, but CoolMomTech.com, check it out. Some great stuff out there.
Good to know. Thanks so much, Steve.
You're
and
welcome.
very good information to know. But parents probably be real excited about those apps. You can check out more from us coming up at 6:45. And for sure, let us know what questions you have for our Gadget Guy here so we can answer those for you coming up in our next segment.
Boy, I wish I could have gotten my textbooks online. That
Saved
would
a
have
lot of
saved
money.
a lot of
Oh,
money
goodness.
and some backaches as well. All right, thank you guys.
We've been talking back to school tech tips with Mary Jo and the Gadget Guy Steve and Dinter.
They are live from Verona Area High School. Good morning.
Good morning
morning.
again, Rob and Charlotte. Having a lot of fun with Gadget Guy Steve and Dinter this morning. He's been giving us a whole lot of information, and now we're taking viewer questions that we've gotten on Facebook.
Absolutely.
And so, for starters, we have Matt Meshke, Steve, who's asking what the best mobile OS is.
You know, a really
is
easy
that?
question, right? Yeah, which mobile OS is best? I would say back in the day it would have been an easier question, but let's just show off the two main rivals right now. You've got on the right here Apple's iOS operating system, and on the left you've got Google's Android operating system. What do you see? Not that much of a difference,
looks
right?
very
Here, yeah,
similar.
they're very
Just
similar. This is the
number?
app drawer for both, so you can see app icons right there. If I go to the home screen, though, that's where you really see the difference between Android and iOS. Android is the main difference is these widgets that you see, because look, you both got an app drawer on the bottom. You both have apps. iOS obviously has folders. So does Android as well. You can do pretty much the same thing with both. In fact, on the app stores, there's pretty much the same number of apps now, and you're even seeing apps coming out for Android and iPhone simultaneously, which a few years ago was unheard of because they used to be on iOS. What I really say is play with both types. Figure out what's right for you. Some people prefer the Google operating system. Some people prefer Apple's. I can give you pros and cons for each. Personally,
So it's just preference.
yeah, personally, I've got both. Right now on my phone, I've got Android and I've got the Nexus here, but both of these work great, and you're going to have a great experience. So you can't
Well,
go
we can tell
wrong
the
with
difference,
whichever
but-
one you choose.
And then we
Secondly, Sean Kennedy wrote on my Gadget Guy page wondering what the best battery backup product for new Android products is. And what I would say there, you know, Sean, you were asking about Morphe, and I'm guessing which one you were talking about was the Morphe packs, juice packs. These are great. What I like about these types of devices actually is the fact that they're universal. Let me get that out of the way there. You've got a USB plug, so you actually can plug up to 2 devices in at once. I've got a similar one like this. I've got something off a Kickstarter called the Expedition. What's really nice, these have thousands of milliamp power. What that means is you can literally charge your devices over and over. What's nice, you can plug your phone in. You can also plug in your tablet. You mentioned your S4. What I do actually, I've got extra batteries that I bought off of Amazon.com. Get an extra side battery pack. You can plug it in the wall and then carry them around if you need them. I really don't usually need it. I'll just throw it on the floor there. But that works as well. So.
All right, a lot of good stuff again to know, Steve and Dinter. Thank you so much for being with us
Absolutely. I'm back
this
on Live
morning.
at 5 tonight. So.
Yes, with more bags of fun and a whole lot more back to school information for you.
Absolutely.
Rob and Charlotte?
Thank you.
Yeah.